The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the hosts and guests and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the podcast platform, its affiliates, or even the hosts. The information provided is for general informational purposes only and should not be taken as legal, financial, or professional advice. The host and guests are not liable for any errors of omission in the content, nor for any losses, injuries, or damages arising from the use of the information provided. Listeners are encouraged to seek professional advice relevant to their specific circumstances. Now enjoy the show.
What up? What up?
What is going on?
Man, chilling like a villain, my sister.
Everybody.
Chilling like a villain on Robin. No stealing.
Oh, yes. Shout out to BC Boys. I see you. Shout out. Yep.
What's up? Welcome to Running with Sisters, everyone. I think you all should know us by now, but just in case you don't, I am Michelle. And if you want to spell it, make sure you spell it with one L, not two. Just one.
I am RG. Nice to meet you again.
And this is Penny Owens mobile style today.
But you are here, and we thank you for coming to work today.
Hey, look, I'm glad to be here.
Our good brother Ezel is not in the building today, but we sending him love and shouting him out wherever he may be.
Right. Positive energy, my boy. We'll talk to you in a minute.
I know. Well, this is not the ops, it's the sports show, but you know I got to shout out the Knicks.
You know what? You're not worthy. You're not worthy. They nice with it.
I got to shout out the Knicks.
Right. No, it's cool though, man, because I'm very impressed. They had a good showing with the Pistons, and I feel like all that work actually is paying off now because they out there handling
For sure. They did a great job yesterday. That was a really good game.
Yep. No hate. All love.
I know all the Celtic fans, the Boston fans is very upset right now. I got a lot of hate when I posted my picture today with my Nike sweat, with my Knicks sweatsuit on.
I ain't gonna hold you because me and Mike have kind of predicted this a little bit because we felt like Boston ain't been good for a little minute, and yeah, they not the same squad that won the championship last season.
But I mean, no, they played good though. They played good though, but just not good enough.
That's true. Wizard of Oz. If they only had a heart.
Mike. Hey, what's up, Mike? He's on my IG. Hey, Mike.
What it do, Mike?
So I'm looking forward because now they're going back to Boston. So we're gonna see how this is gonna play out.
It's gonna be Boston going on vacation and y'all going on to the next round. It's a wrap. Because they star player got I think he had a torn. I think he's got something torn.
Yeah.
So it might be a wrap.
It was like that he got hurt and everybody was like, all right, okay, let's finish.
Can I get Cancun on 3? Whoa, Cancun. There we are. We booking vacations right now. It's right.
But move. Let's finish this game.
Right. Yep. Might as well go on to the crib, beat the traffic, because it's over.
It's unfortunate. I mean, I hope he's all right.
Yeah. No doubt. He'll be all right. He's young. Not even 30 years old, so he'll be all right.
But I'm quite sure his spirit is hurt because dang.
Right.
You know,
it's been a rough summer for the homie because he didn't get no play in the Olympics. Remember, they had his butt on the bench. He played only a couple minutes during the Olympics. Of course, that was the LeBron and Steph Curry show. And KD, that was their last Olympics, so he knew he wasn't gonna get no run, so he had that going for him. That's right. Tough year for the homie.
Oh well, sorry for you.
Oh yes.
Wait, what did Mike say?
Uh-oh.
Mike said, yeah, the Knicks are about to finish their dinner. Indeed, they are. Wait, what you saying, Penny? Oh, Penny gone.
Yeah.
Penny's on that mobile phone, and with that mobile phone, sometimes you just don't act right.
Yeah, especially when it's 100 degrees where you at and your phone don't like heat.
Word. Yeah, because she did say it's 100 degrees in Texas. I'm
No
so
doubt.
sorry for the people there. My son too. He's out there. That Texas heat ain't no joke.
Yeah. You put your dinner on in the 8 in the morning on your concrete, and it'll be done by the time you get off work.
Definitely
Real.
scramble some eggs on top of the hood on the hood of the car. For sure.
Yes.
For sure.
So let's see what the topic is for today, because this is a positive one. You know, we've been heavy. I like this topic.
Yeah, and you know what? I think this season we've coming out the gate with a lot of positive talk. You know, last season we was all about community building and kind of getting down to the nitty gritty. But today we're talking about the digital feel goods.
Yeah, hold on. Let me fix that, because I was like, wait a minute, we got episode 41 twice. Oh, your boy is running today.
Digital feel goods. How are you using your device to feel good?
Yeah, and all bets are off. Just keep it clean.
Yeah, because you know what? It's funny that you should say that.
All bets off.
It's
Keep
funny
it
that you should say that, because when I read it, I was like,
Exactly.
They said nobody don't be putting the phone on vibrate and putting it in places where it don't need to be. Listen.
Hey, just know that water does void your warranty. Be careful out there in these streets.
Yeah, stop. Don't play that.
Yikes. Yikes strike.
We'll get into that a little bit later.
Indeed.
We'll get into that a
Let's
little bit later.
see.
So have you been checking out the Diddy trial?
No, kind of no. And I don't want to sound like that guy. I feel like I don't have to go find it. It's going to find me, because I crack so many jokes. I don't have to look for it. I just got to wait for the highlights.
It's all over the feed. And it's like, social media, I'm seeing a lot of men saying how Cassie should have left. Cassie didn't get abused. She liked it. She wanted that to happen. Why didn't she just leave? And I'm going, wow.
Man, you know how cats are, man. Everybody got a hero, and that hero can do no wrong. That's
and I don't even know if it's I'm Team Diddy. I really believe it would be that way if it was anybody. The idea that, because there are some men that because I'm talking about men. So there are some men that feel that if a woman is getting abused or sexually abused or whatever kind of abuse, domestic abuse, if she didn't want to be there, why didn't she just leave?
And see, that's what I call cap, right? Because a lot of people, it's mental after a certain point. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's mental after a certain point. So you may want to dip, but once they get your mind and they start abusing you, you're not in your right mind, though. So,
and that's where I feel like there's a lack of understanding, and you're just saying things like, well, why would you stay? Why would any woman stay in an abusive relationship? No one stays in an abusive relationship because they want to be there.
And then we're making it still. We're still out kicking the covers, because a lot of dudes are in abusive relationships and they suffer in silence.
That's what I mean. Hello. And just staying in an abusive relationship, because we could say the same thing about a man. Why would you stay? You're the stronger sex. Why didn't you just whoop her ass and walk and leave?
Because abuse is between the ears.
Mentally.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you might be physically strong, but do they got here? Because you don't do it to a person's body, you do it to their mind. I know it sounds like some Iceberg Slim type stuff, but it's facts though. It's real talk.
Not Iceberg Slim.
Yeah, it sounds horrible as you say it, but when you really think about it, like, it's all mental.
Manipulation is real, and people don't understand that. Like, you know how a woman or a person can be manipulated to stay in a situation that they should not be in.
I think our sister Penny is a bit frozen, so we're gonna take it down for a second
until she gets herself home. I know she should be home soon.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, we'll until she can get it together.
Yeah, but mental abuse is way more. That's why I'm flashing the logo down here. I'm not trying to sound funny, but if anybody's going through that stuff, that's a dope website to go to get help.
Absolutely.
Because we crack jokes, but we dead serious. It's all mental.
It's
And
all mental.
sometimes when you're in it, you don't realize how bad it is until you
Until
got
you
some
get
psycho
out.
chasing you down the hallway.
Until you get out of
down.
it.
Yeah.
And then until you've had enough, until you figure out, okay, I'm going to die if I stay here.
Right. And some people, unfortunately, one of my relatives, they didn't learn the lesson soon enough and they ain't here no more. It happens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I had a cousin that was killed years ago. It was in the papers and everything. The guy came to her job and he killed her at her job.
Yeah.
So you know,
you crack jokes,
like, don't make light of it. Don't say, "Oh my gosh, she wanted to be there because he had money." Like that's what I'm hearing. Like, oh, if he didn't have the money, she would have left. No, because it happens with people who don't have money. So it's not that. How could she let all these things go down? Well, if she felt like she didn't have a choice, if she was being threatened, if he was threatening to do things to her, threatened to kill the guy that she allegedly left him for, and she ended up having to go back because he was going to kill dude.
Right. It's a real thing. Stockholm syndrome is a real thing. It's not just a catchy phrase. But yeah, your captor not only took your body, he also took your mind, and you got to think of his influence. She's an artist, and the most powerful person in the music industry is now like on your ass, and not in a good way. They are like making your life total hell, and you can't get money, and you know that he's one phone call away from ending your career. It's a power dynamic that a lot of people can't overcome.
Or your life, even.
Yeah.
Or your life. So yeah, I'm just like, wow. And it makes me look in this guys that I know, and I'm like, that's how you think? Wow.
You know, everybody thinks that way until they're the ones getting abused. It's a lot of cats that brag until next thing you know, I'm done, did it, jam, and they in Devo's chicken coop sweating like a slave.
Right. Why you just don't leave? Like, yeah, it doesn't work that way. It's just not that easy. I can wake up and say, I am in a situation because I'm being manipulated. This person has my mind. This person, it's not just, I'm just going to stay here because I love him. Now, that's sometimes what women will use to say, I love the person, but they don't know what they love. They don't even love themselves for real.
Love can be perverse, though. If you think about it, how perverse is love? You know, the same love that we like marry somebody is the same reason why someone straps a bomb to their chest and does some ill stuff. It's the same thing. So, you gotta be careful about that love. Love is very dangerous. Shout out to KRS-One. Love's going to get you.
Love's real for you. It's so true.
Yep. Hip hop is on. I got hip hop on the brand, but listen to Roots all day. Sorry, the bonds is there.
It is so true. I don't know. But then they're also saying that instead of it being good, this is what Boozy said. I'm paraphrasing. He basically was saying that this should not be a sex trafficking case. It should be a domestic violence case.
I can see in Cassie's case, yes, but for everything else, it's a very slippery slope because we know folks is gonna pull up for the bread. Some people just about that life. So the other part is a very slippery slope. So I do get where Bootsy would say that. So,
but they brought her in as a witness though. So this is the domestic violence. There's a statute of limitations on that, I believe. So she couldn't. They couldn't even get him for that.
Damn.
Yeah. So now to my understanding, this is what I'm understanding. So now they brought her in as a witness to, I guess, to try to prove their case that this is what he was doing.
Well, Cassie, I applaud you for your braveness. Just be careful out there, homie.
Yeah. So, I mean, I hope that justice is served, and whatever that looks like, and whatever that is.
I'm gonna leave it right there because
that's all I got. That's all I got.
But I do have something I've been seeing on the internet, and I want to talk about it.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit the banner for this.
Crap I seen on the internet.
So I know you see them all the time because I see them all the time. Now we have a lot of female influencers now dissing women and telling women how to treat men, right? And on the surface side, it looks cool. It sounds like, oh, cool. Someone's finally speaking up for the men, but it's almost becoming mass superficial. Is that just me? Because I feel like people are just getting on this boat for content, not to actually help people. Because this girl said, I'm the prize, and she had a picture up, and then so many women said so many horrible things about her.
She said that she was the prize?
Yeah, she said, men always talking about they the prize, I'm the prize, and the responses from the ladies were just horrible.
Really? They were going, why can't she be the prize?
Dude, somebody called her a sack of dimes. I was like, hey, yo. Yeah, the women were going hard in the paint. Shout out Patrick Ewing, like hard in the paint. Like it was mean. So are we doing clickbait over serious issues? Or are we actually trying to really big up men right now? Or big up the culture? What are we doing right now? Because it's a little sketchy out here in these streets.
Yeah, it's crazy because with social media, everybody's it's hard. Like you said, it's hard to tell what's genuine and what's for views and what's for likes and what's clickbait.
Right.
So yeah, that can I can see why you would say that. But I mean, if a woman is talking about she's surprised, why can't she be surprised?
I was surprised.
It depends on what she's saying too, because I feel like sometimes women can get on here and talk about themselves in a way where it's like, I'm everything and the men are nothing.
True.
And to be with me, this is what you must do.
Yeah. I've seen one of those earlier where the girl said, if a guy says I want to see you without your makeup, you're telling me that you can't afford my makeup tips. And I'm like, what?
Makeup tips. I have to do that. Now. Okay, so if a guy is asking you to show up without makeup, is that sort of kind of controlling to some degree?
Okay, so I go back and forth with this because I do have sisters, right? So sometimes you want to see what a girl naturally looks like, right? Because we know some girls that come out the gates looking like Diana Ross, and then they go home and they look like Betsy Ross. I just want to see what you look like in real life.
Right, but
is that so much to ask?
I think that if we continue to date, we'll get there.
Right. Now, I feel like there should be a demand on you, though. You know what I mean? I feel like we'll get to that point at some point,
Yeah, but I think that to ask a woman to say, show up without any lashes, without any of this. Now, if you met her, if she was walking down the street, you met her that way, what's the problem? Now, I just kind of feel like you can tell when makeup is so much that it's
sometimes
in the appearance.
Sometimes, because some of y'all is not you in general, but some of y'all are magicians. I was like, hey, yo, what happened to the girl 5 minutes ago? Like, what?
Now, I don't look like this when I wake up.
Well, no one does. Hell, we all.
That's my point. So, I mean, a little bit of enhancement. I'm 56.
Well, no,
black circles.
But it's not about enhancement. Sometimes, but okay, and this is not Tom funny. You have natural beauty, right?
Okay.
So you can roll without the makeup. It's no big deal. Some people don't have natural beauty. When I say Coyote Ugly, somebody is out here in these streets looking crazy. And we just want to know in advance what we signed up for. You might have a great personality. You might be able to cook. But if I wake up one day and you look like Uncle Fester, I'm going to be a little shocked. Just a little shocked. I'm just saying, keeping it 100, just saying.
But so, yeah, I just think that's a tall order to ask. Like, if you meet someone and you want to take them on a date, to have all these stipulations for them how they should show up to the date, is a little bit much.
I'm talking about, like, we're not talking about put you on blast. We're talking about me and you intimate setting. We're kicking it. You know what I'm saying? Okay. In an intimate setting. Yeah, no, we all go out. Yeah, we supposed to kind of look our best and cool. No,
right. But even if we're going on a date, it's the first date, and you met me, we've talked on the phone a couple of times, we had a conversation. Now you ask me out, I want to go on a date. All right, I have work requests. This is the guy. I have a request. I've had someone ask me that before. I have a request. Can you not wear lashes, no makeup, no lipstick, and wear a dress?
What, we about to go jogging? We're going to Planet Fitness with it? Why?
But I mean, if that's what he likes, it's what he likes, and that's fine. I think that's fine.
All right,
but so I guess it doesn't hurt to ask, but I kind of think I'm never gonna ask a guy to show up on a date a certain type of way. Like, be who you are.
Okay, outside of a hairpiece, what more can a guy change? Because as soon as you put on the wrong shirt, you gonna see the belly.
To wear a certain thing. Wear a certain thing. You know, like wear this or wear that. Or I just think that show up how you show up. And if she wants to wear some makeup, now I get it. Now I get it. Some women wear makeup to the point where it totally changes their appearance. Totally.
They light skin on the face and their hands look like mine. Yeah, I've seen that.
I mean, yeah. So, but
it's what it is.
I feel like I don't think a person a man should ask a woman that on a just for
first date. That's a little much. No,
because I think as time goes on, if we vibing and if we clicking and if we we rocking out, then as time goes on, we're talking and maybe FaceTiming, because I mean, if I'm on a FaceTime with you, we're talking, I'm not looking like I'm not made up. And right now, I'm not even that made up. Like, I don't have a whole lot of makeup on.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, but remember, everyone has their own preference. So
find that.
Yeah.
If you want a natural woman, don't meet a woman who has makeup on and then want her to take her makeup off.
Right.
If you want a woman that has natural hair, don't meet a woman that has a wig on and then tell her you want to show up without the wig.
Okay, so can I be honest? Most of us guys are not that bright when it comes to stuff like that. We take you at face value. We just assume that that's your hair until the wind blows and it goes skipping down the street.
We don't really think that.
No. Why would I care if you got a lace front on? You fine today. I don't know. You ain't got no
but
hair.
I'm saying, like, there are some men who love natural women. The women who have natural hair. Like, I have locks. So if you meet me, this is what you're getting.
Hey, these hair pieces are getting real official. I seen a cat that looked like George Jefferson. He came out looking like Will Smith. I was like, what the hell going on?
Magicians, they are performing magical tricks for sure. But sure. I just feel like when you meet someone, if that's what you want, then go for what you want. Don't go for something and then try to change that person to fit what you want them to be. That's never going to work out.
And that's the trick, because everybody kind of wants what they want, and they just kind of want it with that person, no matter how much sense it makes.
Yeah, but I mean, if you want it with that person, then you're going to try to keep changing that person. Then do you really want that person?
Because people don't make sense. We're humans. We're flawed.
It doesn't make sense to me. So, but then that's when I'm not trying to change you into who I need you to be, because if I'm trying to change you, I need to go find who I need you to be, because you're not it.
Well, congratulations, Michelle. You're a decent human being with low expectations. Good job. Everybody's not like you. Okay.
I don't think it's low expectations.
I don't mean in a mean way, but you take people at face value. So I don't mean in the insulting way.
It's just that if listen, the outer is less important to me than what's going on the inside. Now, don't get me wrong.
Okay.
We are attracted to the outer first. You don't know what's inside until you kind of crack the shell and then you're in there. So of course, what the shell looks like, you're like, it's a pretty shell. Let's see what's going on. So we're going to be attracted to what's on the outside. I get it.
Yeah, you gotta have something. You'll just go into the store, just randomly grab food. Like, this might work. You can shop around a little bit. Oh, this might work. I don't know what this do, but we don't eat this snack. Like, no, you gotta shop around a bit.
It looks pretty. It looks pretty.
It's a pretty box.
I just had a conversation with my granddaughter's mom the other day. I was saying how I didn't like. It's funny. I'm just probably don't have anything to do with what you just said, but it might.
Awesome.
I don't like chicken Alfredo or Alfredo, period, because of the way that it looks.
I respect it.
Right, but it probably tastes really good.
Oh, it's amazing when done properly.
You would like my mom. You would like mommy's Alfredo, and I was like, I would have to close my eyes to eat it. So, because, like, for me, I have to eat food that looks appealing and looks appetizing, or I won't be able to eat it.
Mm-hmm.
And it could taste like cream corn. Cream corn is another thing.
Oh, no. I cannot do cream corn. I grew up with it. Oh no.
But cream corn tastes good.
No, it doesn't.
It tastes like freaking corn. I mean, what the heck?
Oh, it's all creamy and just like
It's creamy, but it looks. See, you're going by the way it looks. You see,
exactly.
You
No, I'm going by taste because my mama, my daddy lived on cream corn, and I spent like 18 years eating cream corn. Can't go back.
Okay, you don't want it.
Add a cup.
Was it bad? Did it taste bad, or did it look bad?
It's hate by repetition. Because I had it almost every day of my life for 13, 18
What I'm
years.
saying, you would have eaten it because it probably wasn't nasty.
Oh, well, my parents didn't play that. You either ate what was on that plate or you didn't eat.
And I saw that. I saw somebody post that today. It's funny. It said that. Somebody posted, is that, she said, okay, let me see if I can find it really quick.
Yeah.
It was something like,
I was a kid. Like, if it's on the plate, you're going to eat that. My parents went an extreme where you wasn't going to have the same meal every day, but you had to eat that food, though. Or you was going to be there on that table for a minute.
Now, is that fair? Is that fair? Is that fair to do that to each other?
I grew up in the 70s and 80s.
I know we grew up like that way. I know we grew up like that. I get it. But
okay, I think there's got to be a happy medium, right? Because if we go to the kid side and he want to eat nuggets all day and he got a heart attack at 7, all bad. So we got to have a balance in there somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
So it says this. Mm-hmm. Forcing kids to eat whatever is made or go hungry isn't right, no matter what. Do you agree or disagree?
I'm kind of in the middle because everybody doesn't have the luxury of variety too. That might be the only meal you can prepare to keep everybody fed. So yeah, it depends on the circumstances. I'm kind of in the middle with that one.
And I said when that's all that there is, then there's really no choice. Mm-hmm. But if they have a choice, like say I'm cooking food, I'm in this kitchen. Of course, we got a freezer full of food.
Mm-hmm.
We have a freezer full of food, but I'm making dinner for tonight. This is what you're gonna eat. If you don't eat this, that's it. You're not eating. You're gonna go hungry.
Yeah, we're not breaking out a whole pack of chicken just because you want.
You say that you feel like that's okay to do.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna hold you to like, oh, if there's bologna in there, have at it. But we're not like gonna crack over another box of rice-a-roni just because you feel like you want like rice on taco night. Sorry, you better go get you a bologna sandwich or some peanut butter and jelly.
So forcing a child to eat something that they do not like, you agree with that?
I'm not gonna force them, but you better not go in there and grab it.
No, you can't force them to eat it, but if they don't eat it, they're gonna be hungry.
That sounds like a big problem. That's a business decision.
You're forcing them, no.
You know what's going to force them? Hunger. I ain't got to say nothing.
Now,
once your belly starts sounding like Al Green and start humming, you get real less
I grew up in a house like that, but like my mother, there's certain things. My mother cooked liver. I wasn't eating liver. I wasn't eating liver, and I wasn't eating nothing that was in the inside of a pig. I wasn't eating none of that stuff. And my mother cooked that stuff. When she did make that stuff, she would make me separate food.
Yeah, because you guys had a pre-existing agreement. I did that.
No, we had no agreement. She just knew I wasn't gonna eat it, and I was starved because I'm not eating that. What are you doing?
I.e., pre-existing agreement. She don't want you to starve on her watch, so she will make you.
But there are some parents that don't care, and they will. If you don't eat this, then you will not eat.
And see, but there's layers to it, right? And I know this sounds crazy. It depends on how your kid responds to it, right? If they say, I don't really like this, I'm going to try to meet you halfway. But if you go have a fit on me and you call yourself throwing the food out on the low and wasting food, it's going to get real ugly for you. You're going to be going hungry a lot of nights because you're going to be getting the same thing because you acted up.
I just don't think that any child should have to eat anything that they don't like it. I feel like a parent should accommodate their children.
Somewhat.
I do. I feel like your children, you should feed them because they have to eat. Yeah. So you can't sit and force. I had an aunt that my cousin, she didn't like certain, she would make her eat. And she just, and my cousin would be at the table for hours. And my aunt was like, you ain't getting up till you eat whatever's on that plate. And she would sit there.
See, that's a little much.
And hours. And I'm like, I'm like,
now that's a bit much.
I'm like, just eat it so we can go play. Like, come on, just eat it. So we can go like, so that is like, I feel like that's kind of crazy. Like,
Yes.
the kids gotta eat. The kids have to eat. The mindset of you gonna eat what I fix or you gonna go hungry is abusive.
Oh, food is overrated. They can go with a couple of days on a meal.
It is
I'm
abusive.
joking. I'm joking.
Eat this or starve.
Yeah, starving.
Now if there's lack in the home and you don't have money and this is all we got. Now listen, I can't, you got to eat what we have. Or
Yeah, you gotta keep it a bean with your kids, though.
Or you're gonna be hungry. Now
yeah.
that's the difference.
Yeah. And I'm leaning more towards that. If that's all we got, I'm sorry, homie. I wish I could do more for you, but this is what we have. I really appreciate if you ate something,
So you're bad parents.
I am.
Feed your kids. Feed your kids the food that they want to eat. I feel like, well, I grew up in a household that, we were eating a bunch of healthy food stuff. But, now I feel like you should give your kids well-balanced meals.
Oh, because now you can eat whatever you want. So now you want to be all
now free, I was always a well-balanced meal person because that's what I grew up in. We always had a protein, we had a starch, and we had a vegetable.
Hey, guess what we about to eat?
It's commercial.
All right.
Okay.
See you in a minute.
Back after the commercials.
You gonna eat these commercials? I'm telling you. See you
That's abuse. That's abuse.
Tap into your essence with a Divine Essence candle. Candles that soothe your soul and balance your chakras. Each candle has an affirmation inscribed on each jar to help you stay grounded, create balance and harmony. Use code DE20 for 20% off your first purchase at divineessence.us.
And we are back and better than ever. Running with scissors. I am RG. My sister sitting next to me. Yeah, I got it right.
It's me, Michelle, with the 1L. Hey, and if you're just joining us, we are at the halfway mark. And we are talking about digital feel goods. How are you using your devices to feel good? The PG version. Okay. Let's just be clear.
No doubt. No doubt.
The gutter. I don't know if they were there, but I'm sure somebody thought about it because I know I did. Well, at first I was like, oh, okay.
Like, and if you must go there, keep it PG. We would like to be back next week. How about that?
PG, because listen.
Keep it creative, keep it gangster. How about that?
All right, well, I guess we can start, right? How do you use your device to feel good?
Man, right now my favorite device is actually my watch, dude. I have gotten back into my walking regimen, and the Apple Watch has been a big part of that because it gives me an idea of because I have a half hour for lunch. I work at home, so I can count my steps. I can see how far I can go, and I can challenge myself to see how far I can walk and get back home before I get off lunch. So I've been able to get like a mile and a quarter on a half hour.
Okay.
So it's been super dope. And the watch kind of gives you like little goals. Like right now, my daily goals are like a half hour exercise, 12 hours of stand up, and then what's that one? But yeah, so it gives you like 3 different goals that you can like aspire to every day, and it kind of tracks your actual movements and stuff like that.
Nice.
So I find it to be super dope. And it also has built-in Bluetooth, so I can put my headphones, so I don't have to carry a lot of stuff. I can actually just use my watch and all that stuff. So probably right now, that's my physical digital feel good. You know,
the digital feel good. Okay, my digital feel good is, I would say, I mean, my phone, because that's something that's connected, we're tethered to our phones most of the time. I have a lot of apps on my phones that are about wellness, you know. So I have a calorie counter on my phone. So because I've been trying to work on, you know, how many calories I'm eating. I'm trying to do a high protein diet and low calorie. So that has been my go-to, the apps. And I'm not gonna lie, like I use my phone to watch things that make me laugh.
Absolutely.
You know, so when I need a good laugh, I pick up my phone and I go, I find something that makes me laugh. And people always sending me stuff that's funny. Like I have a cousin and she's always sending me funny stuff. You know, and I love stuff like that because, you know, sometimes you need a good laugh. Because you never know where you, in the course of a day, you could be irritated by something or someone, and a good laugh is always needed.
Yeah, I had to second that because my TV is technically my phone or my tablet.
Yeah, well, that's a device.
So, yeah. So my new thing is now, like, I've been trying to get better at Spades. So I found a Spades app on my iPad. So I play hands and hands of Spade every night in my garage while smoking a cigar. That is now my new thing. So now I can actually count books. I know what, you know, man, I'm getting nice. So I'll be ready for the summer and I won't get yelled at. So,
and since, I mean, you know, we are living in a digital world. I mean, there's no way to kind of get away from that. We are living in a digital world, and this is what we are. This is what we do. So it's like you have to embrace the fact that this is what it is. I mean, you have to be mindful of what you're consuming, not just in your body with your eyes, what you're looking at, and your mind. So, you know, it's hard to say like, oh, I'm not gonna do this, I'm not gonna do that, but it's part of our lives. So, you know, I mean, it's just what it is.
Well, granted, there are some people who are about that nature life. They do the hunting and they live off the land, which is dope.
We ain't talking about
and they're probably not watching the show because they don't have a phone.
Right.
We love y'all anyway. We love y'all anyway. So there are other alternatives to digital lifestyle, but I am definitely a digital lifestyle person. Xbox, also a staple of my existence. I grew up on video games, like literally from Atari up. And if I'm really showing my age, I would say Pong, but I don't want to seem like I'm that old. But yeah, I am.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I am that old. So yeah. So definitely video games has been a staple of my life for a long, long time. So
yeah, I played video games up until ColecoVision, and then after ColecoVision, you remember ColecoVision, right?
I do. I had it. I do.
And then ColecoVision, I think I was like a teenager by that time. So then when I started having kids, then it became the Nintendo.
Yep.
For my kids. I didn't play them, but I played with the kids.
Okay. Come on, it wasn't for me.
I'm not a video game person now at all, but
you know what? I have used my kids for excuse to have all the video games for the last 30 years.
No, I ain't gonna lie. Me and my kids' father used to be up to 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning when the kids were sleeping. We used to be there playing Mario Brothers. Yes. So I am not going to use the kids as an excuse at all because this is what it is. But when the kids got older and they still, I mean, my kids are not big video game people now.
Yeah.
Oh, they're grown. Maybe they are in their own houses. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, my kids still are. Yeah, we still are. Like,
well, you're a video game dad, so I mean,
absolutely.
I would definitely think that they would be.
But you'd be surprised. A lot of stuff that I did as a kid, they didn't pick up. Like, I was always in sports. Outside of, like, playing video games, I was always outside sports, my kids are decent athletes, but I think I was a heck of a lot more athletic at their age, you know. So when I wasn't out playing video games in the house, I was, playing basketball or playing football or trying my hand at soccer, which I absolutely suck at, but it was just something to run around in a circle, Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you did that marathon last year, so
yeah. That's
Are you
me
gonna
trying
do
to
it this
defat
year?
myself. No, I think I missed it. It's actually this Saturday, and I'm probably gonna miss it this year. But I think that actually is a blessing in disguise, because when I tell you I only trained like a week before I did the 5K last year, that's actually facts. So this year I can actually attempt to actually get in shape. Because what I realized is I did a 5K and got done with it in 15 minutes, and that was off of a week training.
That's dope.
So if I actually really apply myself and actually get in shape where I don't ache, I'll be fine.
Okay, well, you know what? That's something that you can strive for sure.
Yeah, my target goal is actually next year, because I want to get down to 10 minutes. But I actually need to legit be serious and get my run on.
Start now and really working out and getting yourself, ready for it. So.
Well, for me, last year was fear, because I felt like I hadn't been super athletic, and I just had to force myself to do it. And when I realized, I still have a little something left in the tank, it was cool. So definitely more prepared next year.
That part. So what other digital devices are there? I mean, everything is TVs, phones, computers, something that we're on every single day.
For me, my Mac, or Macs plural, because I love podcasting. So if I didn't have my tech, I could not talk to my friends every day online. I would have never.
This is a digital feel good for us.
Very much so, man.
For sure. I agree.
Social media, because like me and you technically met through social media, right?
Yeah.
So I never would have met the homie in Jersey. Never would have met Penny. You know what I mean? So
agreed.
Yeah, totally social media. Yeah, for what it's worth, it's still value in human interactions that are not native.
I mean, you can always see the negative in anything, to be honest. Too much of anything can be bad.
So are you saying too much of anything makes you a habit?
Too much of anything makes it a habit.
Sometimes it rhymes slow, sometimes rhymes quick. Yeah,
I would say overconsumption of anything may be bad.
Yeah. Remember, got static, got automatic, anything makes you a habit? No, nice and smooth. No. I told you I listened to a lot of rap today. It's stuck in my brain. I'm sorry.
You're just flirting, just all kind of lyrical stuff. You're a lyrical genius.
By the way, Apple Music, love it. I've listened to so much music in the last month and a half. It's ridiculous.
Really? Well, that's
$11 I've spent.
That is a good thing for digital, because I listen to all my music on Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
So music makes me feel good.
No doubt.
So
it's euphoric. Very euphoric for me.
It is.
And I already had a massive music collection, but now I don't have to buy everything that I miss. I can kind of look it up, which has been even better.
Speaking of digital, I saw something on the social media.
All right. What you got?
This is completely off topic. This is we going left.
That's why we call it running with scissors. That's what we do.
Do you think that child support should be put on a card so the father can, or whoever's paying the child support, can track how the money is being spent?
No. And I know I'm going to probably catch a lot of heat for this. No. Because I feel like, hey, if you don't want child support, why don't you fight for custody for your kids? Because a lot of times dudes are paying the money and they're kind of missing the point. The whole point is to take care of the kid and be in their life. I'm not saying some of these ladies are hot, spicy packs of mustard, but that's the price of doing business. And I don't say that lightly because it's a lot of bad deals out here, but it is what it is. You knew what the girl was like when you got with her. So if she was already getting her hair done, you just gave her $500 extra to keep that weed tight.
Yeah, because you hear men say things like, "But when she takes the child support that I'm paying to get this or to buy this for herself."
But it's a slippery slope, right? Because a lot of people don't realize it's like, yeah, you may be paying $500, but they only getting $250. The fees associated with child support is horrible. So they're not even getting half the money you're kicking out. And don't go on
Now,
me. Holy moly,
I think
holy
that-
moly.
The custodial, now, if the child is being well taken care of, then I feel like why question what the money is being spent on.
Right.
If the child is happy, the child is good, the child gets everything that they need. Now, so what? The mother get her hair done. Now, if you
But
feel
they're
like
not
your
looking
child
raggedy,
support,
though.
I can't imagine that you think that your child support is paying for all of that. Like she has, I mean, how much child support are you really paying every month? Where you feel like you're funding weaves and nails and car notes and so do you think your $500 a month is covering all of that?
Yeah, because that $500 might just be covering the light bill. Because I know what my light bill look like, and my house ain't that big though.
That's what I'm saying. Now, if the child is not being taken care of and you're constantly asking for more and the child needs, and I'm like, I'm giving you $500 a month, but then you turn around and say there's no food in the house.
Yeah.
Now that's a problem because both parents should still be contributing to the care of the child.
Right.
The child support is supposed to support the child.
It should not be your
You
sole income.
Right. It is to support the child. It is not to fund your lifestyle or lack thereof or whatever that is.
Right. Because you didn't have a child. Guess what you have to do? Go to work. So with that being said, that should not be the sole income.
So in those cases, maybe the judge should say, hey, what are you spending this child support on?
Yeah.
I want to see your record.
Yep.
But in those cases, but then that means
but I've seen like that where dudes will buy gift cards and add that to the child support so he can kind of track the money. So people have ways around it.
They do.
Some respect, yeah.
But you know who I feel like the burden of proof should fall on the person who is paying the child support. If you feel like you're paying child support and it's not going to the care of the child, you have to be able to prove that. So,
and that's my question. How do you prove that?
How do you prove that?
Yeah.
Right. So even if you say put all of the child support in the card and I give the card to the mother.
It don't matter because think about it. You give a child like $700. It's gonna be a bunch of Pokemon cards and a whole bunch of questions, and they still ain't gonna have no shoes. So somebody got to be trying to just show.
Right. So I feel like if you think that the child support is being misused, then you should go back to court.
Absolutely.
Don't be like, just be mad about it. She got her hair done and she got her this done and she's doing that. Now, also, if you feel like your child is not being taken care of, then get custody.
Thank you. That was my thing. I'm like, look, if unfortunately I've never been in that situation, thank God, hand in the Bible, whatever. But if I felt like I was not seeing the level of quality that he was getting at my house, and yeah, I'm ready to fight.
Right.
Or if I'm paying this money, but I still can't see my kid, we got a problem.
That's a problem. But then why don't, I often hear men say things like, oh, the judge is going to always side with the mother.
Because in Michigan, they kind of do. They kind of give the mothers and first dibs. So they always get the benefit of the doubt before the dudes do. And I know in Michigan it's like that. I know a lot of cats who kind of pay child support, and they be like, "Yeah, I still ain't seen my kid in 7 years, and I just paid a gang of cash."
But here's my thing: are you fighting for your kid? Like, are you fighting to see the kid, or are you just paying the child support and like, oh well, the mother's not letting me see him? So I
can vouch for some of my friends that they have legit had to get legal action, legit, or literally find their kid. You know what I'm saying?
I commend anyone that does that. Hey, Joanne, I commend anyone that's my point. fight for your kid. Don't just talk and say this is what's happening and do nothing. So, and I know sometimes men will say, I'm not going to go to the court because, I'm not going to win anyway. I'm saying fight for your kid. Don't just use that as an excuse or a reason, because then now you have a lot of men that feel like I'm not doing that because they're going to side with the mother. How you know? I mean, I get it. Statistically, I understand that you see that, but you don't see a lot of men going to the courts fighting. You don't see that a lot. You just don't. They just accept the fate, and that's what it is.
Well, okay, so that comes down to marketing too, right? Because I do know a lot of dudes that actually have fought the good fight of faith and they came up short. But those things are never actually talked about as much as it is like, oh, that dude ain't nothing, or he only give me $1,500 a month or whatever. You hear about the negative side. You don't see the part where a dude is depressed and laying around because he ain't seen his kid and God knows when.
Yeah.
Or the dude that literally went to go see his kid and the lady's new husband ended up shooting him in the chest. Remember, that was a couple years ago. Dude went to go see his kid and the husband and the girl's new husband, the dude got into it and he shot him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and claimed self-defense and kind of got away with it.
Oh, he killed you?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And the new man in the house is the one who introduced the gun to the conversation. So yeah, it goes down, unfortunately.
That's real funky. Yeah, that's terrible. That's terrible. So I mean, I guess this can go a lot of different ways.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that mothers that take children away from their fathers, that's not cool. If a father doesn't know that the child exists, or if the father doesn't, it's just kind of lays down and just says, oh, well, the courts is not going to work in my favor. I don't feel like they should give up that easily. Yeah, I get it. I understand. Yeah. Oftentimes it's not in your favor, but I still feel like don't just use that as the excuse to, just not fight.
Yeah. And one thing you must realize this, and lawyers are not cheap. So every time you call Sam Bernstein, that's $1 million or car note you're not going to have, because most of us don't have the show to keep running back up in these courts. So
I get it. How the funds, I get it.
Slow,
to get a good lawyer to help. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. And that's oftentimes part of the problem too. The money.
Yeah, facts.
Because I'm paying child support now, and I'm not seeing my kid, so I can't afford to pay child support and then go to court to get to see my kid.
And Lord forbid, don't get behind. Because I know their kids is in their 30s and they still paying child support to God knows who, because they got behind.
But those are reasons something serious.
Mm-hmm. And then they take your driver's license, and so you can't make money, so it only exasperates are already.
I really feel like that's weird, because you lock a person up for not paying child support. How are they supposed to pay it if they're locked up? But I will say this: if you were paying your child support, you wouldn't have gotten to the point where it was in arrears.
But at the same time, we can say that about most things. Most people didn't plan on getting their car repossessed either. Shit happens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it does. But so then now that you're in jail, what are you gonna do? So what are the laws supposed to do? If you don't pay your child support because shit happens, right? Mm-hmm. So now you're thousands of dollars behind. So now you're being punished for not paying child support because shit happens.
Mm-hmm.
Whose fault is that?
I don't know.
I'm just saying. Whose fault is that? Because shit happens is whose fault? Whose fault is shit happens?
Outside of shit? I don't know. If I had to answer, it'd be a better place. I don't know.
Shit happens is such a lame excuse. I'm sorry. It's such a lame excuse. But who do you blame for shit happens?
Hey, I don't know.
Oh, you're gonna blame mental health?
Woke up late. The iPhone charger died, so your phone didn't go off. You got a flat tire on the way to work.
Yeah. People make choices. So no, there's no. I don't agree with shit just happens. I mean, I've used that a time or two. Usually when I'm trying to be a smart ass or something like that, shit happens. But usually it's a choice that you made that caused that thing to happen.
Right. Okay, that's fair. I don't have a good answer, so I'm sorry.
So you didn't pay child support, so now they get. So now I get it. How's a person supposed to pay child support if they're locked up? But you knew you owe all this child support.
Now I will say one thing, right? And I know a person this happened to. They were paying their child support on time. The other person got on aid and didn't tell them. So all of a sudden they were behind, and they didn't find out they were behind on child support until they went to court and got locked up.
What do you mean they were on aid? So they were getting okay.
Yeah. So
who was the child support going to?
So the guy was paying child support to his child. He was paying on time, everything. And then when he went to court, they said
giving the money to the mother.
The mother got on aid and didn't tell anybody. So they actually charged all that child support to him and locked him up. And he did not even know the lady was getting food stamps.
Oh, you're saying because now the government is taking care of your kid?
Mm-hmm. So he totally got blindsided. Huh?
So where was his money going?
Good point. Because he wasn't behind until they said,
he giving it directly to her?
No, he was paying his court scheduled child support, and he went for a hearing, and they said, "Oh, we found out your child's mother's on aid, and you owe blah blah blah. Do you have it now?" He said, "I just found out," and he was in jail for 90 days.
That is so crazy.
I'm telling you, Michigan is wild out here, dog. I'm telling you, it's a stacked deck. So sometimes shit happens.
It happens.
Real thing. That was shit, and it happened. So yeah.
It happened. So I would go. The choice that he made was to chose the wrong person to have a baby with.
Well, if you think you're caught up and then you walk in there and now you owe like a couple grand that you didn't know you owed and no one notified you, what do?
Shit happens.
Exactly. See? So we don't put that on board because it does happen. Yeah.
Shit don't happen. I still don't think shit just happens.
Hey, it be like that sometimes.
It feels like that, but I don't think this. It sounds like something was missing. Yes. D, I agree.
Hey, I just know he was missing from the check because he was up in that boy for 90 days.
How are you paying? Because that's the questions that I have. If you're paying child support, who are you paying it to? If you have receipts that you're paying child support, your court-appointed child support. How are you paying court-appointed child support and now you go to court and they tell you that you're in arrears? How?
It happens more than you think.
But I don't. That doesn't make sense to me though. That's what I'm saying. There's something missing from that story because there's no way possible that you're paying your court-appointed child support, and then the same court tells you that you owe more money without telling you owe more money because the child is receiving aid from the city.
Hey, I don't make this stuff up.
That sounds made up to me. Shit happens.
Yeah, ask the guy that was in jail. It was made up or not.
I'm just saying. That sounds ridiculous to me.
Hey, it is what it is. So, but it all got ironed out, but they locked him up first before they figured it out. That was the bad part.
Okay, so yeah.
Plus, he lost his job. Plus, he had to kill himself to catch up on this child support.
Lock you up now, ask questions later.
Yes.
Now you lost your job because you're sitting in jail.
Yep.
And now you can't pay child support and nobody cares.
Nope. Thus,
that's pretty bad.
It happened. Go back to square one. It did happen.
Shit don't happen. Shit don't just happen.
Yes, it does.
There are things that lead up to shit just happens. He said somebody didn't open their mail. You okay? What you gotta notice? I'm quite sure somebody gotta notice.
Like we noticed my man wasn't at work. That's what we noticed. Like, hey, where you go? Like, hey, it's a long story. Yep.
So, sit up in the court. What happens? Shit happens. You tell the judge that. Why you paying child support? Shit happens.
It'd be like,
I don't know.
Right. But all jokes aside, man, stuff happens, and we say that loosely. But if you're going through some things, you need some help. hop on that website down there, namdi.org. They have tools to help you cope with things that just happen. And yeah, it's really dope website. So feel free to give them a shout. So.
Yeah, it's mental health awareness month. So
it's kind of always mental health awareness month, below.
It's not. It's mental health awareness month in May, and then I think July is something else going on with mental health. But I think it's July. But anyway, mental health is the thing that just happens. You know, people have mental health issues every day. So you don't want to just chalk it up to a month. And my thing is, whether it's May or June or whatever month it is, if you're suffering in silence, please don't. You know, I know it's easier said than done, but you know, advocate for yourself. Now I get it. Everybody can't do that because they're struggling. So I understand that. So I mean, if you know somebody, that's struggling, you know, reach out to them. There's too many people suffering in silence, and
indeed, you know, and if you don't have nobody to talk to, there are tools online,
right.
The hotline.org, 988. There's plenty of resources out there that don't cost a dime where you can have someone can talk to you and help sort you out and help you get even. At least give it one more day. You know what I'm saying?
Because you matter.
Yeah.
Whether you think you do or not, you matter.
Yeah, we joke, but we're dead serious about getting help because this is how you build communities, by giving information and actually giving people tools to help them make it another day.
Yeah. You know, because we talked about this for the last few seasons. The way things are now in this world, we need each other now more than ever.
You think?
And that's real tough.
I got one for you. Call back. And if you can't figure out how to make your kid eat that food, we got www.healthychildren.org. You'll figure it out. They'll help you out. Because you ain't getting up right till you eat this food.
Eat some trash they wouldn't eat.
That's right. You ain't getting up till you eat this food. So
feed your babies. And do not that mentality of you better eat what I put on the table or you're gonna go hungry. Don't, if you're doing it, stop.
What is this choice you speak of, sister?
Stop doing it. Stop doing it. Feed your babies.
Stop
Give your kids some food and some nourishment. They need that. You know,
they got food. It's right here. Here.
No,
you about to eat that liver.
To eat some chitlins.
That green beans. You about to eat all that. Yep.
You're gonna eat now. Veggies, like, you know, my cousin's son, he would not eat vegetables when he was a little kid. And it was like my cousin could not get him to, she had to feed him other things, but he just was not going to eat no vegetables.
And she had to went to healthychildren.org. She could
it wasn't a situation where it was like, you're going to eat this or not, or you're going to starve. Of course, she's for the kid, but he just wouldn't eat vegetables.
Right. No, I did. You know, some people, you know, they got their own thing. I don't.
You know, a lot of us grew up with that, you know. Eat it, what's in front of you, or you're not going to eat. How many kids went to bed hungry when we were growing up? A whole lot.
Well, I'm not skinny, so there was very few times I went to bed out hungry. So I can't relate. I ate everything. Still do. So
Mikey, he'll eat it. He eats everything.
Darn right. Hey, it's free food too. Oh, stop playing with me. Don't threaten me with a fork and a knife. I will eat.
Put it in front of me, you gotta worry. You don't have to worry.
Right.
I didn't miss a lot of meals at all either.
And that's the corn. Once that belly start growing, we gonna work it out.
We're gonna work it out.
Mm-hmm.
And we are at the hour.
Yeah.
So, oh man.
Anything you want to chime in on? Any other feel good electronics that don't get us banned? Anything else?
You see, Joanne said, "Yeah, you better eat." Well, see, where was Joanne when we were talking about this earlier? You better eat what was placed before me, or be hungry.
Yep. Yeah.
We all grew up with that. Like a lot of that, and I'm like, that's kind of messed up. I get it. Maybe if you don't have it, you know, if you grew up in a situation where, you know, listen.
Money a little tight.
And this is what I put before you. Now, if you have no other choice, then I would suggest that you're gonna have to eat, or you're just gonna be hungry.
Yep. Imagine these green peas and chicken nuggets, and let's get busy, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, eat some succotash.
Oh, she doubled down. That's international. Don't matter what. don't care where you are, France, Germany, you about to eat what's on this plate. In whatever language you talk, you gonna finish it.
You better eat that.
Stop
And
playing.
it don't feel good to lay down and be hungry and wake up hungry, because when you wake up hungry, man, that's a feeling. Your stomach is in your back. Like, whoa. I mean, have you ever done that? Like, I fell asleep before, just kind of fall asleep but didn't eat and woke up like just my stomach woke me up.
Yes.
Like,
Who yelling? That's your stomach. You see somebody yelling at you.
right. Okay, do that again.
Right.
Listen, guys, we are the United Front Network, and if you have any ideas or something, a topic you want us to talk about, drop us an email at weareunited@myyahoo.com. And if you are loving what we're doing, the network is growing, consider donating to the show on PayPal at
Hey,
fancy.
I don't know how the hell that happened. Like, hey.
Somebody did that. And our games, I you did a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Okay, our PayPal is our games, I on PayPal. Like, share, subscribe.
Oh, this is great. I'm
And
sorry.
check out our website at www.theunitedfrontnetwork.com. There's a lot of great things. You can see all of our shows, and we have merch
And a resource page.
and a resource
All the
page.
websites we showed, they're actually on our website, and we have plenty more. So anything like mental health, family things, check our website. We got a resource page, free of charge. We just want to make the community stronger and help you out at the same time.
And help you, and right. And if you're thinking about if you want to have a podcast, because we are growing, we have on Monday nights we have the ops. On Tuesdays we have Running with Scissors. On Thursdays we have That Girl B. Am I saying it right? That's her Instagram.
Yeah.
What's
Spotlight with that B.
Spotlight with that B, starting next. I think next.
No, this Thursday.
Oh, this Thursday. This Thursday.
And then we got the T show coming up with Lady D.
And Lady D has
I know it's going to be on a Sunday, but I
she said
don't
the
remember the
18th.
exact date.
I want to say she said the 18th, which means that that's this Sunday. So yeah, the United Front is growing, y'all. It's growing and growing and growing. And if get on board, check us out, and go follow us on our Instagram. We're also on TikTok at the United Front Network. And my IG is Michelle_1_ELL. And check out my candle line or at divineessence.us.
Yep. And you can catch me RG at RGainsII at Instagram. Yep, RGainsII. I think about it for a minute.
Yeah.
We ask you one thing, and I say this on every show because I mean it seriously. Please be respectful of our DMs. We do block. We are here to help. We're not here for your foolishness. So if you got some nonsense,
Immediately.
respectfully keep it to yourself.
Please do. We are not
here.
here for the foolishness.
Right. This great tells you everything you need to know. I'm done with the foolishness. Let's just be cool, and we're gonna be all right.
We're gonna be all right. Now this it's been me and RG rocking for these last 2 weeks, and next week Penny and maybe Ezel, but it's 4 of us.
Yeah.
Tea and Herbalism starting Sunday, May 18th at 4 p.m. Thanks, Lady D.
Thank you.
Tune in. And if you make sure you go subscribe and turn your notifications on to our YouTube channel so you don't miss anything. Okay?
Yep.
Get to
One more
it.
time. All right. Anything else you want to add to this?
No, that's it.
I guess in the immortal words of what was that? I think Nora said we have no more things to say.
No more things to say. We have said all the things.
All right.
Peace and love, y'all.
Bye.